It's 10 o'clock. Are we on? Are we on in the back? Excuse me, sir. Can, can you go find out if we're on? Okay. This hearing of the Board of License Commissioners in and for Prince George's County is now in session. We have a scheduled hearing today. I know some of you may have come from out of town. We actually have 4 commissioners present. But at this time, Mr. Nwalalu, are you going to attend the hearing? Mr. Howard, are you going to? Okay, we're here at a meeting of the Board of License Commissioners in and for Prince George's County. Evidently, there's an effort afoot to slander me in certain ways, as you just saw with regard to some of the comments that were made. As far as I know, I've received nothing from the governor indicating that he has removed me from office. In order to not be the chair, I would have to be removed from the office. I have no awareness of that process. Mr. Mwalimu, Mr. Howard, and Mr. Caldwell were all here as we were all duly assigned to be under the responsibilities of our employment with the county. And they all left after not having an opportunity to, what they say, prevent me from disrupting the meeting. Mr. Caldwell mentioned that I was disrupting the meeting because he had been appointed chair by the governor, and the meeting was not to proceed unless he took over as chair. And at this point, I have not received anything from the governor indicating that I have been removed from the office. In the event that I do, I will certainly take that to court and file an injunction with regard to my appointment, because my appointment was clear last year with regard to the letter that the governor provided to the Senate after I was selected out of the candidates that were provided by the Democratic Central Committee. It's a two-step process for appointment to the board in Prince George's County. One step is the Democratic Central Committee has to send up names. The second step is that the governor has to select from those names, and that's what happened. With regard to this situation, I'm going to have to apologize. We don't have a quorum. That is not something that is in my control. If we have commissioners who showed up this morning, were here at 10 o'clock, and all refused to participate in the duly scheduled hearing. So as a result, did anyone come in from out of town? Okay, and where did you come from, gentlemen? Can you please move forward? Okay.
Good morning. For the record, my name is Linda Carter, and I'm here with my famous Dave's people, one from Minnesota and one from Chicago.
Okay. What we're going to do is, we don't have a quorum, so we can't have a meeting, but we can establish a record. And so, since you have come in from out of town, Minnesota and Chicago, it would be grossly unfair to have you show up at this proceeding and to have this type of occurrence prevent you from being able to conduct business in Prince George's County. I apologize for this situation. It is certainly out of my control, but I'm going to do what I can to establish a record, and hopefully as we move forward, this record will be substantial enough so that we may review the record in making the decision on your case. We definitely can't make a decision today, but we can at least establish a record, okay? All right, thank you so much.
Do you want to swear them in?
Let me see, before,
Oh,
if
sure.
I could have you be seated
Absolutely.
for just a minute. Is there anyone else from out of town? Okay. No, Greenbelt is not quite out
No,
of town.
Greenbelt doesn't count.
Okay, for everyone else who is here, I know this is an inconvenience, but I'm not sure that the best course of business would be to have you testify without the other commissioners being here and move forward on the record. So unless there's a real emergency situation where something has to be determined pretty quickly, I'm going to probably have to ask that you all come back when we reschedule the hearing. Is there anyone here with a situation that's time-related and you really need to have a determination made forthwith? Is there anyone under that situation? Okay. Given that everyone seems to have a little bit of flexibility, I'm going to, again, apologize for this situation. I really was not aware of what was going on and what was happening. Certainly, my colleagues have spoken about it, which probably is a violation of the Open Meetings Act in itself when you have a quorum of people discussing board business and they're not in an official meeting of the board and they're not in a duly declared executive session of the board. So to have this occur, this should never occur, and that's why the Open Meetings Act is in place. This type of thing should never occur, but it has occurred, and I just sincerely apologize. I have no control over it, and in fact, as I indicated to my colleagues, we could talk about this after we have the hearing. We have a scheduled administrative voting session afterwards. That would be the proper time and place to talk about an administrative matter. And if it were a personnel matter, an executive matter, then we would have an executive session. But that would be something that we would determine as a part of our duties as commissioners, not something that a group of commissioners, which constitute a quorum, get together and talk about outside of the course of a meeting. That is clearly in violation of the law. So I'm saying all this to say, I really don't have anything to do with the situation as it has occurred, but I'm extending my heartfelt apology because I know you're taking time out of your schedule, your busy lives, your businesses to be here today. And I know it was important for you to be here and for you to be denied the opportunity to do business in Prince George's County is a travesty. And I'm sincerely sorry for that. So at this point, unless someone has a question that they need to ask or has any concern, I'm going to ask the administrative staff when we'll probably reschedule. Yes, sir.
Yes, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Can you come to the microphone, please? And thank you so much for your thoughtful comments. They were sincerely appreciated.
Since you are making some kind of a record, I thought I should identify myself. I'm Joseph Kenkel, a resident of the town of Bladensburg.
Yes.
And,
Can you give us your address too, please?
5401 at Tilden Road, Bladensburg, Maryland.
Thank you so much.
I wanted to identify myself and acknowledge that I did suggest to Mr. Needham that he go ahead and turn on the microphone and leave the lights on and so forth, according to his instructions from the town of Bladensburg.
Yes.
My next question is, since we have a lot of people here, that those who showed up for the hearing, not the observers like myself, but those who were listed on the sheet, could they make themselves part of whatever record we have?
If they would like,
Yes.
yeah.
So they won't be accused of non-attendance in the future.
right.
Okay.
Well, we'll duly note that there were people here in attendance. If anyone would like to say something, you certainly can, or if you have any questions, you certainly can ask. I'm not going to encourage or discourage, but if you have any questions or if you have any comments, now is the time to provide them. Okay, seeing none, we're going to ask that if you don't need to be seen immediately, or if you're not from out of town, if you could please at this time recognize that you're free to go, and we'll get in touch with you as soon as possible about rescheduling. If you have any needs with regard to timing, please communicate those to our office so that can be taken care of. And again, I sincerely apologize for this situation. Yes, Ms. Carter?
Thank you. Gentlemen,
Okay, let me just say this. Wait, before you leave, if you haven't noted that you are here, please let the staff know that you were here. Thank you so much.
good morning. For the record, my name is Linda Carter, and I'm here this morning on behalf of Famous Dave's. And we do appreciate your willing to take testimony. Thank you.
Okay. All right, would everyone who would like to testify in this matter, either for or against, please stand where you are and raise your right hand? Do you hereby swear or aver under the penalty of perjury that the testimony you're about to give in this matter is the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you very much. Okay, two of you can be seated, and then whoever's the first witness can stand at the microphone.
Sir, please state your name and address for the record.
John Beckman, 10040 10th Avenue South, Bloomington, Minnesota, 55420.
And sir, what is your occupation?
Chief Accounting Officer,
And how long have you, for,
Famous Dave's.
and how long have you been with Famous Dave's?
6.5, a little over 6 years.
And you're asking to become a licensee in connection with this license as a result of your employment for Famous Dave's, correct?
Correct.
And you're actually involved in the financial end of the business?
I am.
So how often will you be frequenting the establishment?
Probably
Rarely.
not, rarely.
You do, however, know the district manager,
I do.
and you have regular communications with him?
Yeah, every so often.
And you filed an application with this board in which you've made certain representations regarding yourself. Are all of the representations in this application still true and correct as you stand before the board today?
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, I would have no further questions.
Okay, how old do you have to be to sell alcoholic beverages?
To sell?
You have to, I would assume you have to be 21 and 18 to serve, but not in the bar.
Okay, so your answer to my question, how old do you have to be to sell the alcoholic beverages is what?
21.
Okay, how old do you have to be to consume alcoholic beverages?
21.
What are the 5 forms of ID that we accept to establish age with regard to the sale of alcoholic beverages? Is he a licensee?
He is, but he's not involved with the daily operation.
But he is a licensee.
He is a licensee, and he has read the rules and regulations.
Okay.
We do have the district manager that's in charge of all the certification for the employees in the restaurant.
Okay. Okay. If I could just get you to hold things down so that the witness can have every opportunity to think about what's being asked and give clear answers. Do you know the 5 forms of ID which are acceptable for establishing age?
State ID, driver's license, passport, military ID, and
Come on, you
One
can do
more.
it. You can do it.
green card.
Yeah, that's very good. It's very important for licensees to know the rules and regulations and the laws with regard to the sale and control of alcoholic beverages. Even though you're not going to be here, if you're a licensee, it means that you have responsibility to make sure that what is being conducted at this establishment is actually within the rules and regulations of this board and the laws of the state of Maryland. And even your answer with regard to how often you're going to be here and how often you're going to talk to the district manager seem to give an indication that maybe you won't have a full grasp of what is to be done at the establishment and what is to go on. Okay, I'm going to give you another opportunity to answer the question, how old do you have to be to sell alcoholic beverages?
18.
There you go. As a corporation, it's understandable that you will have limited contact, but here in front of this board, we need to make sure that everybody who presents themselves as a licensee is ingrained enough with what we require in the county to step in to make sure that things are done the correct way and to make sure that people who are actually running the establishment know that the people who have responsibility over them have a keen interest in what is going on and how the place is being run.
I understand.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank
Thank you.
Sir, please state your name and
Before you
address.
go, let me, just for the record, because, let me see the other gentleman. Everything that you answered on your application is still true and correct?
Yes, the one exception I was promoted on last Wednesday, so I'm a
Oh,
vice president.
congratulations, I
Thanks.
didn't know that.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So now what is your position?
Still chief accounting officer, I'm just a vice president as well.
Okay, and a vice president.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You didn't tell me that. Would you please state your name and address for the record?
Brett Rainwater, 6005 Lucerne Lane, Lake in the Hills, Illinois,
And-
60156.
And sir, what is your occupation?
Executive Director of Operations
And for?
for Famous
Okay,
Daves of America.
And how long have you been with
Don't
Famous
collect
Daves?
things yet. Don't, yeah, we're still in the hearing, okay?
And how long have you been with Famous Daves?
11 years.
And you do have very regular contacts with the gentleman sitting behind you, is that correct?
That is correct.
And how often do you come out to this area?
I come out to the restaurants out on the East Coast probably about 4 times a year.
And when you're here, you have the opportunity to come and see the Laurel location?
Yes.
And sir, I know you've also filed an application with this board in which you've made certain representations regarding yourself. And absent a promotion since last Wednesday, have any of the facts in this application changed since filing it with the board?
They have not.
Okay. Mr. Chairman, I would have no further questions of this witness.
Okay, and how old do you have to be to sell alcoholic beverages?
18.
And what are the 5 forms of ID that establish age in Prince George's County?
Driver's license, birth certificate, alien card, passport, and military ID.
Okay, you got one of those wrong. You want to try again?
Driver's license, military ID, passport, alien card. What was the 5th one? State ID.
There you go.
Apologize.
I knew you had it before.
Yeah.
On Sunday, will you be selling alcoholic beverages?
We do sell alcoholic beverages, but not before noon.
Or you don't sell any alcoholic beverages before noon?
Correct.
Okay. All right, thank you very much.
That makes it easy.
Yeah, without question.
Mr. Chairman, I do have the Director of Operations locally, if you'd like to hear from him.
Were all of the answers that you supplied in your applications, are they still true and correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you so much.
Sir, please state your name and address for the record.
James Lenchner, 208 Kesley Court, Queen Anne, Maryland.
And sir, what is your occupation?
I'm an area director for Famous Daves. I've worked for Famous Daves for 16 years and been a director for 7.
And you have the Laurel location?
I do.
Under your direction?
Yes,
How
ma'am.
often do you frequent the establishment?
Once a week.
And you're also in charge of making sure that there is compliance with the local rules and the state laws in each of the local restaurants, is that correct?
Yes, I am.
And can you tell the board a little bit about your training program and your certification requirements for employees?
Well, in addition to 14 pre-shift meetings a week, one before lunch, one before dinner, where we always review born on date and safe, responsible alcohol service, all of my managers are TIPS or Serve Safe alcohol certified, and my bartenders are as well. And safe, responsible alcohol service is very important to what we do.
Okay.
And you actually are the one that made the decision regarding the no sales of alcohol before noon on Sundays in
Yes,
Prince
ma'am.
George's County. And can you tell the board why you made that decision?
To comply with the laws and regulations and to make sure we're doing the right thing.
Even though you could sell beer and wine before
Yes,
noon?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It's just easier to say nothing before noon.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I have nothing further. Thank you.
Okay, and so you're not a licensee?
No, ma'am. No, sir. You're not a ma'am.
It's been a confusing day, Mr. Chairman. What can I tell you?
I'm on a license in Harford County, and according to Harford regulations, I can't
The
be.
hair gives it away.
Okay, very good. And are you going to be full-time at this location?
I am not. I oversee 6 Maryland locations. Laurel is one of my restaurants.
And do you know who your full-time person will be at this point?
I do. I do.
And is that a person who has been in your restaurant franchise for a while?
Yes, sir.
And is that person currently a manager?
Yes, sir.
And does the person live in Prince George's County by chance?
He does not. He lives in Anne Arundel County.
Okay. And what type of numbers will you have with regard to employees?
I'm sorry?
What?
This is an existing establishment, Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
Yeah. How many employees?
What?
Oh, how many
How many
employees?
employees?
That would touch that, approximately 40 people.
Okay. So this is an existing establishment that is,
We're just doing a substitution of corporate officers.
oh, this is a substitution?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you. So you already have a license?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
That's
very
why the abbreviated case.
much. Okay. Sounds good. Okay, thank you so much.
I would have nothing further. May we be
Okay.
excused? I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure what this process will entail, but thank you for your testimony. We appreciate it. We have a record of it. Let's make sure that we have a record of this. Everything's good? Okay.
And hopefully I can stand in for these gentlemen so they don't have to travel out here next time. I'd be happy to
Yes.
appear.
Hopefully that'll work. All right, thank
long
you
as
so
it's not a
much.
violation.
This concludes the hearing of the Board of License Commissioners in and for Prince George's County. Okay.